Day number 12 is going to be my shortest video yet because the Cleveland Guardians are an absolute trash organization. So, I am a Cleveland fan, obviously. Look at this. Look at this. I'm from there, it's been my team forever, but my God, I will never understand why this organization hates its fans. I mean, a lot of it goes back to, the biggest piece of evidence is Guards Fest. What used to be called Tribe Fest back when they were the Indians was this yearly event where they would have a lot of current and former players signing autographs, all sorts of stuff going on at the stadium there, and it was always just a great event for fans to go out and meet the team, get autographs, all that kind of stuff. And they kind of scaled it back after COVID, which is to be expected. But this past year they decided, no, we're not going to have it at all this year. In fact, because of fan demand, apparently they surveyed the fans and found out this is what the fans wanted. Guards Fest was going to become an every 3 years event. There is no fan in Cleveland that was ever asked about that. I mean, there are thousands of fans who have complained on Facebook and other places saying, we were never asked. Nobody that I know would have ever said, yes, please make it every 3 years. That to me just sounds completely insane. I don't know why anyone would do that. I don't know why the organization would want that, but somehow Guards Fest has become every 3 years. To make it worse, back when Nick Swisher was playing, he actually almost demanded that the team put up a tarp or something at least to block the fences there to be able to see into the players' parking lot to be able to get autographs out there. 20 years ago, that was my favorite thing to do. I'd go out like every single series for at least one game, get the visiting players wherever I could, get all the Guardians players there at the parking lot. It went great. Well, Nick Swisher apparently was the one who demanded that, no, we need tarp up here. We don't want to be bothered or whatever. So they capitulated his demands. They still have it up now, a decade later. To go along with it, they now have put up tarp here in Arizona outside of the parking lot of their spring training facility, which is just really bizarre to me. I mean, it's already like a chain link type. It's not a chain link fence, but it's like got crosses like that basically all over that are about the same size like a chain link fence. You can kind of pass some cars through diagonally, and that's about your only hope on there. Or toss it over, or a couple little slits on the side there, but you can't call out the players easily. You can't even see them half the time. There's a couple little slits that you can see at the sides, but that's about it. You have to hope they are willing to pull over and sign upon exit, and yeah, not that many were willing to do it if you remember my day one video. To make things worse, Goodyear was terrible last year on the one day that I went. I thought, okay, maybe it's just because, we're going up against the defending NL champs, that's why it was bad, and so I concentrated on the Guardians side this year, and no, it is just bad everywhere. They've also extended the netting a lot worse. The only entrance for players is out through center field, so that means they really have to scramble to go from the dugout out to the exit, whereas, most of the other parks down here, Angels Stadium, you have a tunnel off to the side so the players can kind of stay in that tunnel and sign a little bit extra as play is going on, or even outside the stadium, as I mentioned, yesterday's video. Oakland's players have to actually walk along a concourse out there. Even over in Surprise, the players have to walk right by you to get to the exit, so a lot of them are willing to sign very quickly on their way off. But no, when you're having to go out to center field, that's an extra, a couple hundred feet you've got to go. That's going to take an extra bit of time. They don't have time to sign the 2 minutes and 15 seconds between innings, so yeah, because of that, that is today's stack. That is 5 autographs, if my count is correct. Yeah, 5. I was hopeful I was going to hit 600 today. Instead, I've gone from 584 to not even hitting 590 yet. It is that bad. So pregame, I went down close to the field wherever I could, and the only ones who came over and signed, pretty much everybody on the team ignored us because, clearly the Guardians are at least as good as the Yankees and the Dodgers and, all the legacy teams out there. Bullshit. But that's how they treated everything, at least. Just like the Rangers, they think that they should be mentioning the likes of all the elite teams out there when, call me when the Guardians actually do something here sometime soon, because it hasn't happened, and it's not going to be happening anytime soon now that you're, cutting salary and sending off all the star players everywhere you possibly can with it before the season even starts. Andres Jimenez, see you later. So, anyways, coming over, Lane Thomas was the only one. He signed 1 card for me. Yeah. Did 1 at least. I've already got it for my set, so I didn't really need to go for that one. Ben Lively, I was the only one, I think, who had any Ben Lively cards, but he signed this one on the pitching leaders there. Chase DeJong and Sean Moramando, I don't know if they're around anywhere or not, but I'd like to get them on there to finish it off, but yeah, we'll see if I'm able to get around to that. Last one I got pregame, fortunately, was a set hit, and that is Shane Bieber on this AL ERA leaders with Dallas Keuchel and Chris Bassett. Bassett at least used to TTM, so I might be able to get this one done by him, but I had one that was signed by Bassett that I sent to Bieber and never got back, so it's like, well, do I take the one I've got by Bieber and send it off to Bassett and take the risk of never getting it back? But I'll see if Bassett is still signing. If he is, this will be headed his way to get at least 2 out of the 3 done. I found where Dallas Keuchel is next, too. And that was it for the pregame. A couple guys said, oh, yeah, we'll get you after, we'll get you later. So I tried as the players were coming off. Nobody even looked over. I tried Tristan McKenzie. McKenzie's one of the best signers out there, and he just was like, nah, I can't do it now. It's like, okay, great. Trying to think who else there was. Oh, yeah, Brian Rokier said, oh, yeah, I'll get you afterward. I'm like, where? There's no place to get you afterward. So that's always a fun one when they do that. Then the last one was Tanner Burns, who had come in relief and got pulled in the 9th inning, and he's making his way off. And I'm thinking, okay, good, finally someone will do this. And Burns is walking right over toward us. I said, hey, Tanner, you got time to sign? He says, oh, no, I can't do it in-game. Every other stadium down here, these guys stop and sign on the way off. What is so weird about Goodyear that you can't stop and sign a couple and then, jet off there? But, yeah, that's how it went. Post-game was just as bad. I tried calling out to several players. Petey Halpin didn't hear me. Joe Lampe didn't hear me. Travis Bazzana has been impossible down here, thanks to the Lake County graphers, apparently, that really screwed him over, so that's how the story goes. But, yeah, he wouldn't do it. I even tried the Aussie on a recommendation from a friend, and he just kind of looks back and goes, just a little wave, and that was about it. It's like, dude, come on. You just got drafted. You can't be like this soon. I hope he frankly turns into the second coming of Mark Lewis at this point, but hey, we'll see. The organization deserves it. Post-game, Khalil Watson said he would sign after before the game, and true to his word, at least he did, signing 1 card. 1 card out of 4. Guy hasn't played the majors yet, and he's already doing 1 per. I did at least add on Cody Huff there at the end as well on one of these, so got to the mark of 5 at least there. But yeah, this is a gigantic waste of time. I mean, it was, yeah, the food wasn't even that great. I was looking forward to having a Polish boy. My Polish boy was just kind of bland, almost cold even. It was just like, yeah, that just, yeah. So if I ever come out, next time I come out to Arizona, which won't be until at least 2027, I will not go to a game in Goodyear under any circumstances ever again. This was just ridiculous, and it didn't change from last year. I had hoped and thought that just because, they were playing against Arizona last year, defending National League champs, that maybe that had something to do with the crappy signing. But no, it is that stadium, I'm pretty sure, because I did terribly with Arizona. I did even worse with the Guardians after the game, and this year was actually a step up from last year post-game, where I only got Andre Knott to sign one of my sweet spot cards. So, yeah, there you go. I'm going to wait and do this video as a whole tomorrow after I see the Angels again. We're going to go out and try to get them at their morning practice. Hopefully they will have one. They don't have a night game today, so that should hopefully help things out. Get the Angels at their practice, then we will go in and see the Angels play against the Colorado Rockies. We'll see how that goes. I mean, I did okay with the Angels the other day, and didn't really do a whole lot with the A's when they were there, but I will try with the Rockies. See if I get any of them. All right, it's Monday the 3rd. It is day number 13 of the trip, and fortunately, thankfully, getting back on track here a bit. So, if you watched my videos last week, you saw that I had a day of, 64 and 52, then suddenly down to 27, and then kind of hit rock bottom yesterday with 5 that you saw in the first half of this video. Bouncing back nicely today here on the third to last day of my trip. 33 autographs total here out of the Angels, and a little bit out of Colorado as well. But right there, you'll see all of those. Let's see here. Need to look up a player real quick here to figure out who it was that I got on the last, sweet spot card that I had. I got done on the way out. And we're going to find this. There we go. Okay, found the guy's name, so there we go. All right, so let's go through and just recap everything. So I first went down to the Angels practice earlier today. So I write this in real quick. And yeah, they have definitely changed everything inside there as to how it's all set up and how all that goes. But it gave a lot better access to hitters, at least. So I really couldn't do much with the pitchers at all. Last year, it was almost entirely pitchers that I got. So it was, yeah, definitely interesting there, but to deal with a different setup. But wait around. The pitchers did some throwing out on one of the fields, but didn't come anywhere near where we were relegated to. But after a bit, the hitters came out. Had a lot of the regular infielders and outfielders on 2 of the fields and all the catchers on 1 field. And the catcher's field was right there closest to us. So it's like, all right, that's some good news right there. So we waited around until they got done, and I had one that I was really keying in on, one that I was happy to get if he wanted to sign, and one that I figured, hey, we'll throw him on a card here if he happens to come over, and he did. So going through first, get the one that I was really keying in on. That was Travis d'Arnaud, so got him on my set card. Very happy to get that one done, as, yeah, I mean, anytime I can knock out a set card, I am perfectly happy to do so. So Travis d'Arnaud, there we go. Logan O'Hoppe came over there as well, and fortunately my wife was willing to help me out on this one, as O'Hoppe is a known 1-per signer, but so each of us took a card, and he signed each of these, so 2 cards out of Logan O'Hoppe there. Very happy to have those. And the third catcher that I was able to get was Juan Flores. I did not have his Bowman Chrome card, because I really don't buy a whole lot of stuff that, I don't buy a whole lot of Chrome at all. I stick to Bowman paper pretty much, and his card was in, I believe, a Chrome-only release, so just got him on one of these instead, so it works out well. That's why I print these up. So after that, we went inside, and I went down toward the right field line where players from both teams enter, and ran into a Colorado fan, fortunately, who was able to help out with a little bit of trying to pick out who's who down there, and he was able to find us Nick Martini, who signed the only card that I had of him. And walking with Martini was also Greg Jones, who signed this one. One of one on each of those guys. Hunter Goodman came through as well. Goodman, a 1-per signer, so he did this one right here. Said, hey, whichever one you like best, he went for this one, so kind of like that one too. I always like the 75 design, so doing the Heritage there was great. The only thing I don't like about that Heritage design, it has the autograph already printed on there, but, I mean, look at that. It matches up about perfectly. I mean, that's so great. That's kind of cool to see. After he came through, Drew Romo came through. He said, hey, I'll get you guys later. And then he kind of stops. He's like, you know what? There's only a few of you. I'll get to you right now. So Drew Romo signed the last card I had of him after he had 2 for me last week, as you may remember from, let's see, about a week ago almost now. And actually over a week ago now on the videos. So there you go, Drew Romo. Keston Hiura came through not long after that, and I had picked up one of his set cards I needed in a trade a while back. And I was able to finally get the other card done here as well. So both those set needs knocked out for him. Excuse me. So as we were standing around waiting, some of the coaches for the Angels came through, and we're looking out there, and I kind of see from an angle, I'm like, I think that might be Mike Gallego right there. And the guy who was standing there with me looks over and is like, yeah, I mean, the height is about right, and yeah, from the side it looks like him. And so we called him over, and he says, my God, you guys are ready for everything, everything, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was like, the early 90s A's there. We didn't have a whole lot to cheer for in Cleveland during those years. And told him that, and he kind of laughed. And I'm like, wait a minute, you were the last player to wear number 2 before Derek Jeter, too, right? And he's like, yeah, nice little bit of trivia there. And I said, well, you can always tell people that your number is right up on the wall there. So, and he thought that was pretty funny. But Gallego signed 3 cards for me, including this nice studio example right there. Bud Black came through not long after that, and got to talk to him about getting to see him pitch in 1990, where he had a pretty solid game against the Blue Jays, and unfortunately, on the other mound was Dave Stieb for his no-hitter, second game I ever went to, and he says, he missed out on a couple of no-hitters in that time with 1 or 2 outs in the ninth. I said, yeah, I remember tried breaking one up on him, but there you go, signed my 1994 Topps card. So we went back down closer to the field as the guys started coming in. A lot of them said, oh, hey, we'll get you later, we'll get you after, or whatever, but J.D. Davis, fortunately, signed everything that I had of him. He is still as cool as he was back when I got him in Double-A, so very happy to add in a bunch from him on there as well. Get him on some Major League cards as well as the Texas League All-Star card I just showed there. Scott Kingery came by later on after that. He was signing 2 per person. I just had the 1 on my board, but that's because it's another set hit. So there you go, 2 set hits already today through Kingery right there, so very happy to get those ones done. During the game, guys started coming off. I was hoping to get Tyler Anderson, the starting pitcher from the game. He was like, oh, no, not here. Now all the game's going on. Blah, blah. It's like nobody else had a problem with it, so, but whatever. I mean, pull the Cleveland Guardians on us, basically. But a bunch of pitchers all came off with him, didn't sign. We had Albert Pujols and Vladimir Guerrero made an appearance at the game there. They were working on in the Angels dugout, but neither of them stopped to sign. Next batch that came through was a bunch more pitchers, and I didn't really know who anyone was, but fortunately the guy next to me called out to Caden Dana, and Caden came over and signed, so I put my cards through, and he signed all 3 cards I had, including this Chrome example. This one I have the paper one of, which he also signed in this pile here, but my friend Eddie gave me a bunch of stuff. He said, yeah, hey, these guys will all be here at spring training. Take them with you, see what you can get done. Had some Heritage in there, a couple of Chromes in there, and the Caden Dana Chrome was one of them. So, yeah, nice kid. Signed all 3 that I had, so good times there. So a bunch more players came off in a group. I'd already gone down to the far side because I had tried to get... God, I can't remember who it was I tried to get to sign out the back there, but they weren't doing it. So I went down there and hung out with a couple other graphers, and a whole group came off that included Mike Trout. So everybody's going for Trout, of course, over the tunnel there. And what's his name? My friend Doug said that, yeah, he signed a lot more there than he did pregame, because pregame he probably hit about 5 or 6 or so, I thought. But apparently over there he got to like maybe 7 or 8 or so. But I figured I probably was not going to get to him. I would have had to really have made a heck of a dash to be able to get in there and get my stuff through. But I decided, okay, well, I mean, Jorge Soler I need on some set cards. And unfortunately, Soler didn't want to sign. Mickey Moniak didn't want to sign, but he walked out with Nolan Shonwell, and Shonwell signed 2 cards for me there. Got him on one of my Sweet Spot customs last year, so glad to get him on a real card and rookie card at that. So that was about it. We went and found a couple of other Colorado players as they were coming out, and I was able to get Owen Miller on a Cleveland Guardians card. I already had my Heritage set card signed, so didn't need to do that. And Michael Toglia, who is not in the Heritage set, but did the recent 2025 Topps set release there. I went back down to the field after that, right when the game ended. And let's see here. I'm trying to think, who all did I try to go for? I tried to call out to Christian Moore. He wanted nothing to do with it. Tried to call out to Denzer Guzman. I think I may have had the wrong player there, but yeah, no luck there. I did, however, at least get Ryan Noda on my second card. Brought 2. He did 1 the first time. He did 1 here. Got Hensley Bam Bam Mullins, the hitting coach for the Rockies, on this 1991 Donruss card. Always love the rated rookie ones, of course. I mean, who doesn't? Zach Veen came over and did whatever that is on my card. It's kind of a backwards Z, a V, an X, the Young and the Restless logo from that soap opera. I don't know. That's Zach Veen, though. He did that to my card. I will count that as an autograph. And lastly, the one that I had to look up as I was starting up was Cole Fontenelle, who signed one of my Sweet Spot customs. So, 33 autographs right there. Nice way to bounce back. I have surpassed the 600 mark, which in this case was Mike Gallego, who signed card number 600 for me on this. So, yeah, that's where I'm at now. I have 2 days left. We're going to see the Rockies again tomorrow. I'm kind of debating right now. Do I want to go to the Rockies morning practice, or do I want to go over to Arizona's morning practice and, see if I can get some of the guys there? Either way, it's the same place. They both hook right up to the stadium there, as far as I know. I mean, I could go either way on this. I'm not really sure just yet. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be one or the other, and then I'm going to try the Cincinnati Reds inside there against the Colorado Rockies. And that'll be my first time seeing the Reds here, really, because, I got a very quick stop in with them my second day here, but I was too late to really get anyone, so I didn't get anyone. So, yeah, you can see at least the Reds. Might see might see some of the Rockies, might see more of the Rockies, or we might see the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm not sure yet. Anyways, sportscollectorsdaily.com. Go and check them out. They've got all sorts of great hobby news for you every day, all the time. Go and check them out. Check out my website at dfwgrapher.com. Nearly blanked on that somehow. But yeah, dfwgrapher.com. That is my site. You can find a lot of my writings on there that I've done in the past. Anything that I collect is all up on there. Lots of stuff like that. There's even some stuff that might help out collectors there with info about foreign postage, info about cards that players won't sign, anything like that. It's all up on there. If you have any to add, feel free to send them my way. My email is right on the site there as well. And, of course, TTM Cast, my podcast that I do with Aaron Littleton. You can tune into that pretty much every week. We're on kind of a hiatus right now. We'll be back, though, with an episode on, should be March 8th, I believe. So go and subscribe to that at ttmcast.com. Follow us on social media. TTM Cast in most places. Cast TTM on Twitter. And, yeah, that does it for this video, and hopefully we'll have a nice day tomorrow so I can have a single day before I have to go and get crazy on March 5th, where I'm going to be going for 2 teams, then go to the airport, flying back home, and then I might have an update. I might just have to delay my video until the 6th for that one, but yeah. Hopefully it's going to be a good day tomorrow and I can do a standalone video there.